What if you got a visitor who had no business being at your door, but knew everything about you? The Mysterious Visitor, June 25, 2020, Austin, Texas. It was a hot summer evening, and I was sitting on my couch, scrolling through my phone. The AC hummed in the background, and I was barely paying attention to anything when I heard a knock on the door. I wasn't expecting anyone. I looked through the peephole, but there was no one there. Confused, I opened the door, and standing there was a man in his mid-40s, wearing a well-worn jacket and dark jeans. He didn't look disheveled or out of place, but there was something off about him. His eyes were too focused, too intense, and I immediately felt uncomfortable. "I'm looking for my friend Sarah," he said. I stared at him for a moment, unsure how to respond. "I'm sorry, I think you've got the wrong apartment. No one named Sarah lives here." He didn't blink. Instead, his gaze shifted past me, as if he could see into my home through the cracked door. "She lives here. You're new. She'll be back soon. She told me to wait." I was confused. I'd lived in this apartment for over 6 months, and hadn't heard the name Sarah mentioned by anyone. No one I knew was named Sarah. I smiled awkwardly. "Sorry, I think you're mistaken. You should probably check the next building over." He nodded slowly, as though considering my words, and then turned to leave. Just as I started to close the door, he stopped. "Tell Sarah I'll be back tomorrow," he said, without turning around. I didn't say anything, and within seconds, he vanished around the corner. The next day, I checked with the building manager, just out of curiosity. The manager confirmed that I was the only person in the apartment. There was no one named Sarah. Who had ever lived there? That evening, I went out for a walk to clear my head. As I passed the building, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. I turned to look up at my apartment window and froze. There he was, standing in the window of my apartment, just watching me from the inside. But I knew I hadn't left the door open. What would you do if a stranger came looking for someone who didn't exist, but then showed up inside your house?